Well, so how are you right now? Shall we take a moment? One of the greatest tips I have for you is that pausing to sense how you are many times during the day can be a way to support your resilience and give yourself kindness and compassion. That's something we especially need. Hi, Lindsay. Um, so let's do that together right now for a little while, a couple of minutes. And oh yes. And when I pause and sense my body, I feel my breath deepening. That is so nice. Let's do that together. The first thing to do is always to say, okay, I'm doing this. I'm pausing. I'm pausing. I'm pausing to sense how I am. I'm pausing to sense how I am in my body. And feeling your body supported. Finding your feet. I like to wiggle my toes, then I can really feel my feet. Here they are. Finding the feel of your body in contact. Probably you're sitting. It's okay to stand or lay down, but probably you're sitting and you can feel your body touching whatever it's touching. Feel your breathing. We're slowing down. Can you get that message from the way my voice sounds? When we talk, I was saying, yes, hello, everybody. Now we're slowing down. Now we're slowing down. Slowing down is a wonderful resource. It's another great tip for surviving stressful times with calm and self-care. So we're pausing, we're connecting with the body, we're slowing down. And then connecting especially with this inner area of the body. You can't see this all on me, but throat, and then chest, and then solar plexus, stomach, belly. How am I in here right now? Maybe it helps to close my eyes to really feel how I am right now. And you don't have to have a name for what you feel. One of the things that I love is that we can have our feelings without naming them. We can say, I feel this. And the word this is like a kind of super name, right? We can oh yeah, I'm feeling this right now. And another word that I love is the word something. I'm feeling something. Yeah, would it be true to say, I'm feeling something? Are you feeling something right now? The word something allows what we feel to be present without us scrambling to name it. So by saying I'm feeling something, you honor the presence of your feelings, and they don't have to fit in a category or be labeled. Some people are starting to write in the chat what you're finding, and when I'm not saying don't name your feelings, I'm saying they don't have to be. So the words for what you feel or the images for what you feel come as you bring your gentle, compassionate presence there. Angie writes, my heart hurts. Yeah. Yeah. And David writes, slowing down. Very nice. Into something in my solar plexus. Lovely, lovely. Catherine writes, immediately when I drop down, I recognize that I'm feeling so sad. And another thing that may be going on for many of you right now, for many of us, is that we have big feelings, so sad, so scared. And here's my tip for big feelings. You are also big. And you can say to the feelings, I get how big you are. Let's do a little more about talking to your feelings. I love this. So when you find something, you don't need to name it. You can say, I'm sensing something. And that language, I am sensing, is actually very powerful. It gives a kind of structure in which you, see, this is a grammatical linguistic structure that is emotionally enabling. It's facilitative language. I am sensing something in me feels so sad. Or I am sensing I am feeling so sad. Right now I'm talking about the I am sensing. And that is what Catherine said. I recognize, I am sensing, I am feeling so sad. So I am sensing, I am recognizing, I am aware of, I am noticing. That's a sentence structure that allows you to be present with what you feel. And when we have big feelings, it sometimes feels like they wipe us out, like there's nothing here but sad. There's nothing here but pain. There's nothing here but panic. I can get wiped out by panic. Sometimes if I feel panicked, I become completely stupid. I can't think. I get crazy ideas. So it's so nice to say, I am sensing something in me very panicked. Yeah, Dinah is writing, sometimes the feeling does seem larger than me. But that's not a feeling, it's another feeling. So we can have feelings about our feelings. And it's sometimes the feelings about the feelings that are causing us more stress than the feelings themselves. Do you know what I mean? So we might be, I've got this ocean of sadness and I don't know if I can handle it. Okay, so the sadness and the something in me that doesn't know if I can handle it. We have in my work, we call that the feeling about the feeling. So the feeling about the feeling is very important to become aware of and acknowledged. So let's give you a moment to do that right now. You brought awareness to your body. You allowed something to be here. You let a name for it come if it wanted to come naturally, but it's also nice to be able to just call it something. I'm feeling something, or I'm feeling something painful, or I'm feeling something sad. Okay? Something is here. You know, even feeling nothing is a kind of something. I feel blank. I feel numb. Yeah, I feel something like numb. All right. Let's pause a moment. Okay. Now, notice if you have a feeling about your feeling. I'm scared of how big it is. I'm worried it won't go away. I'm afraid it's going to take me over. Catherine writes, I'm sensing something in me feeling adrift and lost. And I'm sensing something in me that feels heavy responsibility for fixing and figuring that out. Okay, so this is what I'm suggesting. Catherine modeled that really beautifully in the chat. we say our first feeling in a sentence that starts with I am sensing. I'm sensing something, feeling adrift and lost. Then we use the word and. Not but, and. Big difference between but and and. So we put the word and there. And I'm sensing something that feels like I have to fix and figure that out. Okay, now the sentence gets a little longer because we're also going to add the words, and both are there. And both are there. Now we had the word I am sensing, and I am sensing, and both are there. And now let's bring I in again. And I am here with both. So as you can tell, this is a process of compassion. It's a self-compassion process. And that makes such a big difference. If we fight our feelings, they have to fight us back, right? If you're trying not to feel something, it has to get bigger in order to get your attention. Yeah, and some people are sharing in the chat, I wish I wasn't feeling this. Something wants to push it away. Yes, so understandable. I know that so well. Feelings can be uncomfortable, painful, scary, and yet they don't have to be. Our feelings come to connect us with life. And what they need from us, what our feelings need from us is sort of like what a dog needs from a dog owner, which is somebody to say, okay, I'm here with you now. Come on over. I'm here with you now. It's not quite, the analogy doesn't work completely, but we're bigger than our feelings, even if we don't feel that way. And we can use this process that I love showing to you to remind ourselves of the self that we are that is not taken over by feelings. See, if you feel that you have to contend with your feelings, if you feel you have to push them away, get away from them somehow, it's okay to take breaks, give yourself some recreation. That's not exactly what I mean when I say get away from your feelings, but there's some things we do to suppress our feelings. I used to use alcohol. Some people use eating, etc. Not necessary. If we can cultivate the ability to be a self that's bigger than our feelings. Dinah, how nice to read that you wrote that you can really feel the difference right now between I'm sad and I'm sensing something in me that's sad, and I am the one who's sensing. Perfect. Very nice. Yay. Wonderful. So we're talking about basically being you, and that you is not the same as your feelings, and that you can be a welcoming place for your feelings. Almost maybe the child analogy is a good one too, as if your feelings are your children, aspects of yourself that need your care and company. So far, so good. Lily writes, the self-compassion practice is a great gift because it's not running away from feelings. Thank you so much. Yes, very good. Yeah, yeah. Oh, and then Catherine writes, and the robin that's nesting outside the window just flew up. Now, here are some other tips for accessing yourself, self in presence that can be a bigger space than your feelings. You can pause. You can slow down, even speaking more slowly, or even saying, I'm going to slow down right now. Taking some breaths. Conscious breaths is a way of slowing down. And then Catherine was just reminding us of the robin outside your window. Oh, I'm so glad you have that. Getting a bit of nature. So can you see out a window right now from where you are? I can. You can tell there's light over here. Yeah. When I moved home 6 weeks ago or 7, whenever it was, I set up my home desk next to a window. I can even see people walking by. And so getting a dose of greenery, just looking. Even if it's just the sky. Nature is very reminding of the life that runs through all of us. So these are some things that can help us access, resource that bigger self. But when our feelings come, and we have some now, then we can say, I am sensing something. I'm sensing something sad, something feeling lost. And there's another step beyond that. Dinah writes, if my feelings are my children, would I have favorites? No, of course not. Some of them might be driving you a little more crazy right now, but you love them all. And it turns out that every part of ourselves has a gift for us. Something important, something valuable, something precious is in every part of ourselves. Would we want to not feel sad when there's a loss? And I think for me and for many of us, there's a sense of loss these days. And I know some of you have lost somebody you love, more than one person. I'm so sorry. Others of us, so far I'm lucky, don't know anybody who's died recently. And yet I have a sense of sadness over loss, a loss that's bigger than something personal. I wouldn't see that, but I wouldn't want to not feel that. Do you see what I mean? You don't have to feel the same way I do, but I wouldn't want to not feel touched by the sorrows of others. And when my partner and I walk in our neighborhood, sometimes we see a family out in the street throwing a frisbee. That's a feeling too, the feeling of, oh, delight at seeing the life in the street. A family enjoying the day in the best way they can, since people have been discouraged to go to parks. Okay. So, hey, feelings are not only sadness and panic. They're also being touched, being moved. And that's by being a person with space inside for feelings, we widen our ability to have all of them. Camille writes, now that I've been sitting with the feeling, the something in me for a little while, I go to check on it and I'm finding it softer, quieter. Yes, in fact, that reminds me of the other thing I wanted to say today, which is that when I can be here and I turn toward whatever I'm feeling right now, whether it has a familiar name like sad, or it's something I can't quite define, I turn toward it. And I'm beginning a relationship with it that's a relationship of compassion and empathy. That's why if I feel like pushing it away, I want to say hello to the one in me that wants to push it away. I might spend some time with that as well. But ultimately, I want to bring compassion and empathy to what I'm feeling because there's more to it than I can at first understand. It's as if these feeling states that we're finding inside us are signals from parts of us that want to tell us something. And until they get our attention, they can't. So step one, pause and breathe. Step two, sense how you're feeling. And use the language of I am sensing something. If you have a feeling about the feeling, include that in your language. I'm sensing something that doesn't like it. But now turn toward one of the things you're feeling and say, I'd like to get to know you better. And the assumption there is that you don't already know. Then we can get in our way by thinking, oh, I already know. It's because, yeah. Not a very good way to get to know somebody is to already know what they would like. How about if I said to you, hi, how are you doing? No, don't tell me, I already know. So when you have something inside you, there's more to it than you know. And when you sit and sense what's really bothering it the most, or what brings the sadness especially, or what brings the lost feeling especially. You might get a memory, you might get an insight, and it might surprise you, like, oh, I didn't know it was that. And when you get it, there's an easing, even if it's terrible. There you go. Julia writes, I don't love all my feelings. Oh, I didn't say you needed to love them. Maybe I implied it when I talked about them being your children. Just say hello. I hope. Oh, was I saying how to talk to the feelings? Yes, say hello and then say, I'd like to get to know you better. Ah, yes. Ah, yes. Very good. Oh, Sylvie asks, is crying an accepting thing to do or is it a resisting thing to do? I think crying is a natural expression of emotion. And by the way, just because you're crying, we can't assume what the emotion is. Some people start to cry and say, I'm sad, but crying can be connected to so many inner emotional states, even anger, but certainly being moved or touched. So let crying happen. It doesn't mean your feeling is taking you over. It's something you can accompany. As if you might say to a friend, I'm here. and it's okay to cry. You can say that to yourself as well. I'm here, and it's okay to cry. Elizabeth writes, can you have a physical sensation that's just physical and not related to emotion? Yeah. But there's a continuum. And like, let's say my belt is too tight. I think that's not emotional. But go ahead and loosen your belt. And there's some things that are purely emotional, but there's so much in the middle that we really don't know about. Like many back pains are physical and emotional. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Paul. Talking about my book, Power of Focusing. Great, great. Now, Marcia is asking us about grieving. Let's talk about grieving. I don't think grieving is an emotion. Grieving can have many emotions as part of it. I believe grieving is a natural human ability in response to loss as a way of processing loss. And that the best thing we can do is let the grieving be our guide to what it needs. Being with people, being away from people, to the point you have a choice about it these days. Yes, very good. Well, I can't believe we're almost over our time. I hope this has been nice. I love how we've been talking to each other. Oh, lovely. So nice to be with you. Oh, Catherine, you've been here. How nice. I haven't been able to keep up with all the chats. Good, 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 good. We're doing this every week. Every other week it's at this time of day, and every other week it's about 4.5 hours later. So I'll be seeing you again. So lovely to be with you. All right. Bye for now. Take care. Be safe. Stay healthy. And remember, I am sensing something.